war didn't last long thanks to a caring police officer and a community volunteer.
Well, 13 Chief Investigator Darcy Spears shows us how a few people made a big difference for a man who lost hope.
Neither life nor many people have been kind to disabled veteran David Cornier.
United States Army, National Guard.
Underscoring the concept of man's best friend being four-legged.
I'm really in tune with animals way better than people for the most part.
David's had a heart attack, suffers from PTSD, anxiety, and depression. He recently lost the emotional support dog who'd been his constant companion.
I had her for 17 years. She was my running partner for 17 years.
He knew he couldn't go on without a dog by his side.
I actually adopted her in Los Lunas, New Mexico back in December to train as my new service animal.
Her name is Skunk, and this 1991 Ford pickup is their home.
I'm disabled and don't basically have any family or no home per se where I consider home, and so we just chose to just wander and see some of the cool sights, and never been to Vegas before and wanted to see what the strip looked like at night and that kind of thing, and then ended up breaking down and been stranded here ever since.
On February 26th, their home on wheels broke down at the shuttered Terrible's Hotel Casino in Jean.
I paid a mobile outfit to come out and work on the truck, and they took $700 from me and never came back and didn't fix the truck.
That was March 3rd.
About 3 days after the mechanics ripped me off, Skunk was stolen from me.
They'd gone for a walk, heading west across the 15 freeway to the gas station. David brought Skunk here to this enclosed pet relief area for a little bit of exercise at a time. He said there was no one else around. He went into the convenience store for no more than 7 minutes, and by the time he got out, Skunk was already gone.
I was sick.
How can you steal another man's dog? That's so wrong.
I got nothing else.
I hear you, brother.
I just have her.
He asked staff at the gas station to call police.
The first thing they want to do is they want to judge me because I'm a homeless person. But so I'm stubborn and I deserve better than that.
Bloody hope you do.
So I started rattling some cages and making phone calls.
Wish I had enough money, I'd send it over to you, mate.
Hooked up to a detective.
Metro Detective Todd Ashworth.
It's misconstrued that unhoused individuals can't care for pets, and I think this is a perfect example that they can.
Ashworth trained both pet and police dogs before joining the force.
It's not just a dog case, it's a human case. This individual was obviously down on his luck, and this dog was very important to him.
Shortly after Ashworth got the case, he learned Skunk had surfaced at the Rancho Cucamonga Animal Center in Southern California.
The animal shelter scanned the dog for a microchip, and it came back to the owner. Without that dog having a microchip, we would not have the dog back.
But that does not mean the case is closed.
The case is still open. The case is still being investigated. The most important thing, the urgent thing, was to get the dog back in his care.
Ashworth knew time was of the essence for both David,
A day to me is eternity without her.
and Skunk.
Once I talked to them, they kind of put my mind at ease and said that they would, continue to hold the dog and give me time to find some resources to get the dog here back to Vegas.
Those resources
These will be good because she's a
What a beautiful
came
lady.
from Las Vegas nonprofit Street Dogs.
I want to help them.
What a beautiful lady. Good
Him
on
and
you,
the
love.
dog, they deserve it.
Street Dogs is dedicated to helping homeless people and their pets.
They can still be great pet owners.
Of course
and
they
sometimes
can.
that's all they have.
Brianna Maxwell
That's cute. Best friend.
volunteered to drive to California
Bone.
and bring Skunk home.
Good
I
on you,
saw the
love.
dog take off and run directly for him. And she was a puppy. She's only 4 months old. So for her to know him that well, they must be really close.
Of course
And
they
he
are.
just
They get a
grabbed her and
bond. You
started
get a
crying
bond with
and
these
held her.
dogs. They
It
never
was so
forget.
Just felt like finally something right had happened. But I mean, without her, I'm nothing.
Facilitating the reunion is only a fraction of what Street Dogs has done
Toys and a bowl.
She's a
for
beautiful
David
lady.
and his dog.
I think the bag is full.
13 Investigates was there when Brianna shared the donated bounty.
Good on
Ready
you,
to
love.
see? Ready to come and see?
She brought items for David.
These are the clothes. They packed in some towels.
This is food.
Super cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate everything.
And for Skunk,
Blankets, I think
Toys.
a sleeping bag, and some dog shoes.
including plenty to
What a
eat
beautiful
and
story.
play with.
This is the good stuff for her.
David was overwhelmed.
For her to take the initiative and to get in her car and get my dog delivered back.
Good on you, love.
I don't know what else. I can't thank her enough.
With Skunk safe and back in his care, he can now focus on what comes next.
I need to get my truck fixed somehow. I don't know how. My final destination is the Pacific Northwest. I grew up in Washington State and up in that country, and I don't necessarily have a place to call home.
Everyone
but
should get
if
together
there
and
is
help
one,
that
that's
guy
it.
out.
The tide is continuing to turn for Skunk and
America.
David. Metro's homeless outreach team put them in touch with Help of Southern Nevada and got them into temporary housing at this motel in Henderson. Grab and Go Towing brought David's truck here free of charge.
Good.
The only thing left is to get it up and running so that he and his companion can continue their journey. Darcy Spears, 13 Investigates.